Good afternoon. It's been a little over a week since I had the honor of becoming the leader of the Canadian Conservative Party and leader of the official opposition.
Planned to meet
I've
with
put forward
Premier Legault
a
this
team
month.
for the office of the leader of the opposition, the party, and the national campaign. Today, it is my pleasure to announce the Conservative House leadership team. This leadership team of a government in waiting. I know these exceptional parliamentarians will help grow our team and ensure that more Canadians see a Conservative when they look in the mirror. The Honourable Candice Bergen will serve as Deputy Leader of the Conservative Party of Canada and of the official opposition. Richard Martel sera mon
Richard
lieutenant pour le
Martel
Québec.
will be my political
Gérald
lieutenant.
Deltel sera
for
le
Quebec.
leader en chambre de l'opposition
Gerald Deltel
officielle.
will be the
Blake
official
Richards
leader,
will serve as
will the leader of the
chief
House
opposition
in the
whip.
opposition.
Karen Vecchio will serve as Deputy House Leader of the official opposition. Alex Ruff will serve as Deputy Opposition Whip. The Honourable Tim Uppal will serve as Caucus Party Liaison. Eric Duncan will serve as Question Period Coordinator. And Tom Kimmich remains our Conservative National Caucus Chair. Conservatives are united and passionate to get to work. We are ready to overcome Western alienation and protest parties like the Bloc Québécois through respect.
Next generation.
We must not allow Canada to be divided by the Liberals' Ottawa knows best attitude in the politics of confrontation. Canadians are counting on us to hold the Trudeau government to account for its ethical scandals, and there have been many. But they are also counting on us to do more than just oppose. Canadians that are proud of what we produce in this country, whether it is the resources in the ground or the ideas in our heads. Canadians who believe in peace, order, and good ethical government. Our Conservative government in waiting will be reaching out, listening, and building to make you proud to vote Conservative whenever the election comes. And we're just getting started.
Mr. O'Toole, you had a piece in the National Post today saying where you stand on China. I'd like to hear from you directly on the issue of the embassies that are having a contract extended to them by the Trudeau government to have their security operations looked after by a Chinese company, NewTek. There are Canadian companies, American, British companies that could all be handling this. Do you have concerns about this happening with a Chinese company that's been described as the Huawei of airport security?
Yes, like many Canadians, I have serious concerns, and as Prime Minister, I will cancel that contract. I think Canadians will see a very different approach and a more serious approach on the world stage, whether it comes to China or other issues impacting Canadian families. And we will be very sure that when we talk about our concerns with the Communist Party of China, we know that it's with a regime and a government, not with the country or its people. And that has to be something we are very clear on. That's why I wrote the op-ed, Brian.
Mia Rabson from the Canadian Press. You already talked about Western alienation. You said it was the first thing, or I guess Ms. Bergen said that it was the first thing that you raised with the Prime Minister. The last time there was a Western party based on Western alienation didn't really work out so well for the Conservatives. How seriously are you taking the Wexit party, considering some former Conservatives are part of it, and what do you plan to do to address it?
I'm reminding everyone it worked out well for the Liberals, didn't it? Conservatives win when we're united, when we represent the aspirations of Canadians from coast to coast to coast for the future. We're not a party of selfies and hashtags. We're a party of creating jobs and opportunities for Canadians. And we don't pit one region off another, which is what the Trudeau government has done. That is why there's been a rise in alienation. So I spoke to Jay Hill months ago before he took the role he's in. I will be listening, and I think people that are frustrated, I'm saying don't let Justin Trudeau win. Make sure we're united. Make sure we win the next election.
And on China, you said earlier you would cancel the embassy contracts. Can you give some more concrete examples of how you would address the China relationship, what you would do differently than the current government?
Well, in my op-ed, I said Canadians deserve to know the difference between Mr. Trudeau and myself. He was famous for saying the country he most admired was China. The country I most admire is Canada, the one I've served my whole life, trying to serve. And we have to take a stronger, more principled approach to China on the situation with the two Michaels. I've talked about the use of Magnitsky sanctions. They should be used when there's bad actors. And that's a situation where for well over 600 days, our citizens have been detained. The situation with the Uyghurs is horrific. And the world should no longer be silent in order to grow our exports. I've seen more leadership from Australia and from other countries on this issue. And I think it's time for some Canadian leadership, and we're never going to get that from Mr. Trudeau.
How ready will you be for an election?
We are ready. We're united as a team. We've got the best volunteers, the best organizers. We are more financially equipped, and we have quickly caught up to the work the Liberals we've heard have done. As I've said before, if they want to rattle the sabers, they will find that our saber is sharp. But I'm not here for an election. I'm here for the relaunch of our economy post-COVID. I think the relaunch will be more difficult because of slow action by the Trudeau government. And so I want to make sure we fight for the opportunity for Canadians in any part of this country to work, to provide for their families. That will be our priority number one. Merci beaucoup.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Merci. The conference has now ended.